From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
This is what it looks like on Interstate 80 East near Sugarloaf Township. Vehicles bumper to bumper. 80 is still shut down due to a tractor trailer and brush fire. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jasmine Brooks. The interstate is still closed near Sugarloaf Township and was first shut down around 1:30 this afternoon. Vehicles were at a standstill, drivers even standing outside as traffic came to a halt when News 13 arrived near the scene. Emergency crews had to shut down Interstate 80 East at mile marker 253 near the Cunningham exit because of a tractor trailer fire which spread into a brush fire. Here are some shots of crews dousing the trailer trying to get the fire under control. At least a half a dozen fire companies were called to the battle to battle the blaze. The rig was carrying groceries and dog food, we're told. Firefighters got the flames under control quickly. PennDOT is advising all motorists to follow the Blue Detour route, which takes eastbound traffic onto Route 339 to Nescopeck, then onto Route 93 back to the interstate at exit 256 at Cunningham. We are also being told other major roads are also backed up and travelers should travel with caution. No word from state police how the accident happened or if anyone was hurt. The hunt for the man who robbed a PNC bank on Route 93 Monday morning continues tonight. State police believe this man, shown here on this surveillance image, is somewhere in the Hazleton area. He escaped in a brown four-door sedan he had parked on Providence Road and was last seen traveling south into Hazleton on Route 309. Surveillance photos at the Hazel Township Bank showed he was wearing a bandana on his head, a surgical mask, white gauze on his forehead, and white surgical gloves. The cameras also caught the man leaving the bank wearing trousers, a white button-down dress shirt, and dark shoes. Police said that their investigation is continuing, and as of this afternoon, no arrest has been made. Anyone who may have seen the car or knows the whereabouts of the car is asked to call Troop N at 459-3890. Police say he sold a stolen gun in Hazleton along with an eighth of marijuana, all because he needed money for food and minutes for his cell phone. But it's the events that led up to this that have him behind bars tonight. 20-year-old Anthony Boyle of Hazleton now faces multiple charges, all felonies. Police say Boyle's charges stem from several incidents that happened at a log cabin in Lehigh Township back in December, including having sex with a 14-year-old girl and stealing a gun and TV from a cabin he was not welcome in. At a special meeting Monday night, McAdoo Council voted to hire 2 full-time police officers. News 13 stopping by the meeting that decided to bring on Bill Carilla and Tony DiVirgilio full-time. This will bring the number of active full-time officers in the borough to 3, despite the fact McAdoo Mayor Dane Watrow advised council not to hire Tony DiVirgilio as a full-time officer because a civil service commission was put for borough council to follow.
Because we established a civil service some time ago, and we created a list. We had 3 officers qualified that passed all the phases of the test. Now, we also got legal advice from our attorney that we could potentially open ourselves up for litigation, and it's something that this borough can't afford right now. Officers that weren't hired through that Civil Service Commission, because there wasn't a Civil Service Commission established, and we have established that. We have qualified applicants, and what we need to do is put yourself in these candidates' shoes. You go through the rigorous PT test, the physical agility, the written portion of the test, and then not be selected. It's not the right thing to do, and it's an honor to have them full time. But like I said, there's right and wrong, and the right thing would have been, I feel, and from what I gather from that letter from the attorney, is to go ahead and move forward with that Civil Service Commission and hire off that list to 2 officers.
Council went against Mayor Watrow's recommendation. Council President John Shigo stated that civil service only kicks in when there are 3 or more officers. DiVirgilio was hired as the 2nd full-time police officer. The borough was left with only 1 full-time police officer, Officer Robert Minnick, after he resigned from his full-time position earlier this month to take a job with the Sugarloaf Township Police Department. Now, Police Chief Wainwright was the only active full-time officer before Monday night. Drivers will have a smoother ride soon in one part of Schuylkill County. News 13 stopping by Klein Township earlier Tuesday, where we found crews hard at work on the Tresco Road. Drivers complained of lots of potholes, and now the township is taking care of the problem. The road is closed from the intersection of Blaine Street in East McAdoo Heights section. Paving should be wrapping up soon here in Klein Township. Coming up on News 13, after having all their camping gear stolen just 2 months ago, the Boy Scouts finally got some good news Monday night. Plus, I took a trip to the Hazleton Career Center this morning and got pampered. We'll head over there for this week's Super segment next. For this week's Super segment, I am here at the Hazleton Area Career Center in the Cosmetology Department, and obviously I'm getting pampered and loving it. I'm here with Mrs. Klotz, Mrs. Salata, and Ashley, who is a senior student, and we are having a great time here. So, Mrs. Salata, tell me a little bit about what this program offers to students.
This program is a 1,250-hour course. It takes the 3 years, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, to go through the program. At the end of that course, if they have successfully completed their hours, it means they need to be in school just about every day, and they pass everything, they are eligible to sit for a state board. The state board is wonderful because when they successfully pass that, they're licensed in the state of Pennsylvania to do hair, skin, and nails. Essentially, they can leave their senior year and go out and open a salon if they really wanted to.
And like you said, it's not just hair, it's hair, skin, and nails. So, Ashley, you're actually really interested in the makeup part. Tell me how you're doing up there right now.
Well, we're doing well. Your hair's looking great.
That's good. Okay, now tell me a little bit about this makeup thing that you have going on.
Well, I'm very interested in fantasy makeup, like the makeup they use in the movies and things like that. So I'm going to head off to special effects makeup school when I'm done with this program.
Wow, very awesome. And isn't it true you're headed towards a competition?
Yep, I'm headed to Skills. That'll be on Wednesday, and that's a state competition. I placed first in districts. I actually went last year as well, so I'm crossing my fingers that I'll be able to go to nationals this year.
All right, well, good luck. And tell me, Mrs. Klotz, you also have a classroom portion, and how does that come into play?
Okay. We, of course, follow a curriculum, and every other week we are in strictly theory, and then the off week we're in the practical room where the students get the hands-on portion of the course. But our curriculum for the theory is quite involved, with anatomy and physiology, of course, for massage therapy, and makeup and nails, and the behind-the-scene things they need to learn.
Do students kind of have a favorite, or is it a mixed, reaction?
No, you find that each student has their own personal preference, such as Ashley with makeup, or Mrs. Salata's student who's going to Skills USA as well in nail technology. So they each kind of channel themselves into what they truly, truly like.
All right, well, very cool. Thank you so much, and I'm sure you're very proud of all your students. Yeah. So for this week's Super segment, I'm Jasmine Brooks. Your midday lottery numbers. Good luck to you if you played. Your daily number 926, Big 4 5398, Quinto 24083, Treasure Hunt 22223 2527. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone. Here's tonight's social news. A very happy 5th anniversary to Heather and Andy Murrow. This wish comes from your mom and Jonathan. And now for tonight's Talk of the Town. There will be a macaroni dinner to benefit the Team Moms Relay for Life team. This will be April 29th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Frankie's Pizzeria. Tickets are $10 for adults and $6 for children. And for more information, you can call 579-8500. And the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance presents a sleep apnea program. This will be on Thursday, April 26th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Health and Wellness Center. Join Dr. Henry Smith Jr. as he discusses the symptoms, causes, and treatment of sleep apnea. Pre-registration is required, so call 570-501-6204, or you can register online at ghha.org. And that's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of these recently departed. Frank A. Surash Jr. of Jeddo, The funeral will be held Saturday at 9 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. Bridget Baker of Mountain Grove. A liturgy will be held Thursday at 11 a.m. from the Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. Ruth C. Eplinger of St. John's. The funeral will be at the convenience of the family. The Harmon Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. And Francis Oversett of Mahanoy City. Private services will be held Monday at the St. Casimir Cemetery. Tonight's obituary has been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for the second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-priced dinner menu for 2012. Remember, there's plenty of free parking in the Markle Building lot. Find us on the web at miasrestaurant.com or follow us on Facebook.
The Boy Scouts now have money to get their camping gear back. It was just 2 short months ago when they were preparing for a trip and noticed someone had stolen equipment from their trailer. The Hazleton Elks Lodge wasted no time coming to the rescue and presented a $1,000 grant to the Boy Scout Troop 790. The Elks applied for a grant and thankfully they got it.
We thought it would be a great contribution to give back to the Cub Scouts to recoup their losses and get their anthracite Cub Scout back moving to where it should be again in our area.
It feels great just to know that we have more money to try to get new equipment for camping trips and scouts to coming up, and so they could go on the next camping trip.
Such a great asset to the Boy Scouts is they've helped with again with Troop 790s replenishing their equipment. They've helped with our BMX camp in the past, which occurs in June. And they're currently helping us out with a trip to take the area scouts to Washington, D.C. for the day to visit the Capitol and possibly the White House.
The money was secured from an Elks National Foundation grant. Well, today's weather not as warm as yesterday, but overall beautiful. Just like this creative condition sent to us by Jenna Rapach, a student at Holy Family Academy. Jenna, thanks so much for sharing this picture of kids playing outside under the hot sunshine. Let's head outside now for a check on your forecast over the next 24 hours. Tonight, partly cloudy, not party, with a low of 36 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a high of 58 degrees. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Just Windows and much, much more. Better Windows plus better installation equals Just Windows. Give them a call for an estimate today at 636-1133. Also by Fagley's Oil Company Incorporated, heating, oil, and propane delivery in Tamaqua, hometown, the greater Hazleton area and surrounding areas too. Pricing and ordering delivery is available by phone or by visiting their website, fagleys.com. All right, I am so excited. I am joined today by Amelia Bergeron, and she is the president of the Greater Hazleton Concert Series. She's going to tell you all about an event coming up this Friday, April 20th. So, Amelia, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you, Jasmine.
So tell me what's going on this weekend.
Well, we're having a very exciting finale to our 2011-2012 season of the Greater Hazleton Concert Series. It is the Allentown Band, which is the oldest continuous concert band in the United States since 1828. Now, the musicians aren't the same from 1828, but it is continuous. In the 20s, John Philip Sousa recruited 20 musicians from the Allentown area to play in his famous band. And as most people know, John Philip Sousa was called the March King or the Grand Band Master. And 20 musicians from the Allentown area were invited to be a part of his band. For 20 years, the band was continuous until they left Sousa and went on their own back to Allentown. There they formed their own band, and they continued in the Sousa tradition, And for 50 years, Albertus Meyer, who was with the original John Philip Sousa band, he was their cornet soloist. He conducted the Allentown Band for 50 years. Now it has been taken over by Ronald Dempke. They played all over the United States and Europe, and they are presently recording CDs. Well, they do have 25 CDs already, but they are in the process of making more CDs for the public.
The Allentown Band, let me just say, right, but all the information that you're giving us definitely seems like a perfect fit for the grand finale. I have to say that.
Well, thank you very much, Jasmine. We think it is. We are also going to have probably the world's greatest trombonist. Oh. His name is Scott Shelsta, and he has degrees in music and on his instrument and in performance. He also travels all over the world. He is known for being able to perform the most difficult and challenging trombone solos. I'm hoping that he will play the Bluebells of Scotland because it's one of them. And Air Varie is another one of them. Wow. And I'm hoping that he will perform those. Right. He also, in addition to having attended college and gotten 2 degrees in his instrument, he taught music to the high school students. And then he joined the Army, the United States Army, and became a member of the United States Army's band Pershing's Own.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's the Allentown Band. It's coming right here to the Hazleton High School, and they can actually get tickets right at the door, or of course, they can always give you, Amelia, a call at 788-4864, or Joan, 455-0990. So again, Amelia is the president from the Greater Hazleton Concert Series, and you want to encourage everybody to come on out.
Yes, and I'm pleased to tell you that I've given you 2 giveaway tickets.
Here they are.
That are free.
Okay, and we will be giving those out definitely sometime this week. So thank you, Amelia. It was a pleasure meeting you, and you are a great president and co-host. So thank you again. All right. All right, all the things you can think. Of course, those are some of the famous words of Dr. Seuss, and in 2 weeks, one of Dr. Seuss's best-loved stories collide in an unforgettable musical here in Hazleton. It's titled Seussical, coming to the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center Saturday night, April 28th. And right now, you guessed it, we have a chance for our viewers to win some tickets to the show. If you love Dr. Seuss, then guess what? You don't want to miss Seussical, the musical. Call now to win tickets at 459-9813. Lucky callers 3 and 13 will win the tickets. Good luck. This giveaway is for the Live at 5 newscast only. All right, your Live at 5:30 is on deck. Stay with us. We'll be right back.